So thank you so much for agreeing to sit with me for an hour today. We're here just pretty much down the road from Baldo's home. Agus buaim ra Forte Road Achan Duine, don podcast Streamlining Diamonds. Is mar Penelope agus inniu tá Machara Baldo Mikulich again an seo a kind for dúda áran agus ceol agus healing chomai. So like that, I'd love to ask you to, I would have introduced you as a teacher of werbeck singing, and maybe in one sentence, what is the biggest difference with werbeck singing and other singing or vocal or music education that you have experienced, or have you experienced any other, or is it only werbeck that you have really, taken hold of?
First, welcome to Croatia.
Thank you.
Welcome to Pelješac, it's nice place, Mokalo. And behind us is very nice beach and tourists are enjoying their life. And I had the idea to combine these two things, swimming and singing. And now about werbeck. I studied werbeck singing in Finland, and I didn't study other approaches of singing. What I found here, that's also therapy. And therapy is something what you cannot distinguish. Now, this is not therapy, it's only singing. Therapy is everywhere. If one needs to do something about therapy, I say do singing. In Finland, I finished my studies. And then after that, in Germany, I finished singing therapy training. Also, same method school for covering the voice. So I had luck that, in fact, we was the part of first generation in Europe who did it.
Wait, so speak up louder. So you were part of the first generation in Europe that took in Finland the werbeck singing education, and then in Germany the singing as therapy.
No, after I finished Finland, I was not the first generation in Finland. Okay. I was probably the fifth or something like. Then in Germany opened for the first time singing therapy training that was organized at a schedule and so on. And I belong to the first generation who did it, who finished that training. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I was lucky to have it.
Wow.
And now I'm combining in my work.
Okay. So for you, you're bringing in this stream of singing as healing. Sorry, I'm getting the words mixed up. That you learned in Germany, together with the pure werbeck method.
Yes. Even part of this therapy we also learned in Finland, but we didn't take it as a therapy. We took it just as a normal thing. Mm-hmm. For example, to deepen the breathing, that's the normal thing. But in fact, this is therapy. Mm-hmm. And later, the more I work with people, I more notice, this person would need more therapy, and I will do it in this way. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're really a child of werbeck.
Yes, I am. Definitely a child of werbeck. Yes.
And have you always been based in Croatia in this time? I can't imagine when you originally studied this in Finland. Was it maybe 20 years ago, or what it was? You were also based in Croatia. So I'm leading to. Were there others? Did you have colleagues?
So in Croatia, I finished study of psychology.
Okay, so you did this first?
Yes, I did that first. Yeah, and luckily, I had experience of war.
Luckily, you had
Yes,
experience.
luckily, because before the war, I was typical lazy student. It's hard this, it's hard that, blah blah blah. But during the war, there was no water, no electricity. There was bombing. We didn't know will we wake up next morning. That was like this. That was our everyday life. Mm-hmm. And I had rented a small apartment, and I was in bed, and then you hear that bomb, and before bomb explodes, maybe that's 1 second of silence. Wow. And then the question was, is it coming to me or not? And then you hear boom, oh good, it's not mine. And that was our lullaby.
Wow.
And after a few months of such a life, normal life, that was normal life that time, I came here for a few days. Here was no war. And in the evening I could not fall asleep. And I was wondering what's wrong. For the first time after a few months I took shower, there was electricity, there was water, and the bathtub I was looking, I said, hey, warm water, electricity, can one wish more in life? And no worries, no bones, but I couldn't fall asleep. And second night the same, third night the same, and then I came back to Zadar, and I was sitting on the couch. In one hand there was candle, another hand was book, and I heard 2 explosions. I said, now I have everything I need. Well, it was food for the soul, because it was so intensive.
Yeah.
And after that year, life became much more easy, much more simple. No problem. Why I don't have money for new sports shoes? It's important because I have both legs. Because I saw people who were losing legs.
Yeah.
And we also did crazy things during the war. We were on balcony wondering, will this bomb fall here or there and could fall on our head? So that part of study was perfect, I would say. Psychology was less important than this.
Okay, yeah, education for life.
That was real study.
Yeah.
Yeah, after that I went to Finland to study at the school from covering voice. I was 5.5 years there.
5.5 years?
Yep. That was really, really good study, much more serious than study of psychology. Because on study of psychology, I came to exam, I said what I was asked, and that was it. In Finland, I had to show. Not much discussion. Show what you learn, and then we'll see. Did you read this? Did you understand that? After that, in fact, one doesn't need to talk very much because everything is visible. And after Finland, I went to Germany to study singing therapy training. But in the meantime, I started to work in the summertime in Switzerland, one place for curative education. And there, in fact, I use my knowledge. I work with handicapped people, and I use this therapy exercises to work with that. So it's very good example.
Yeah. So you had a lot of, what do they call that, when you're cutting your teeth, when you're just an apprentice with the bombs, this extracurricular, you pay extra to... and when you began this study in Finland for 5.5 years, you didn't know about the course in Germany, right?
No, it was not. It didn't exist at the time when I started. So when I was on the end of my studies in Finland, then they opened for the first time, and then so quite few of us went to Germany because it was chance to continue.
Oh, wow.
And then in Finland we did one exercise, same exercise we did in Germany, but from totally other perspective. And then view was much wider.
Yes.
So you can use it for singing, but you can use it for therapy.
Yes.
And then we start to work with people. You simply, this guy needs that. You can use one exercise in different ways.
Yes. So I know you were younger than today. I guess you were. I was gonna say that you were under the age of 30, and
Thank you.
I mean, at that time, yeah, who knows what was happening? Did you have a wife or so on? But anyway, wow, you really had a commitment. It makes me curious, like, when is your birthday? That you stuck with it.
Dobar dan. What do you like to drink?
Orange juice. So as I was asking, yeah, you had such a commitment. I mean, maybe the guys you were with were such good buddies, and it was really good fun. And maybe when you started, you were young. You took psychology before Finland, okay. So you already had this and the war, and then you followed through with this therapy. So you're already getting older. So yeah, it made you stuck with it. And were you also, what I want to ask you is, parallel to the path of your education, were you already out there, like, trying out these things, and did that give you motivation to continue, or did you just be like, well, I don't know, but I'm gonna keep going anyway? And
so it was like this. People who work as pedagogues, they used to say, child is the father of a grown man. So something like this happened in my childhood. I was born 10 kilometers from here, and very often I was at home with my grandmother because parents came here to work with vineyards. And I would say grandmother. The brother was older, he went to another school. And one evening she took me to our neighbors, also two old people. And while my grandma chat with that lady, this old guy took something and put on. When I was in the house, this old guy, he took something, I called it plate. I didn't know what it is. It was very thin, round, black. Was in something, he would took out, put on something, and then was turning around. I never saw, I think I was not in school yet. And I understood that, I saw that he had quite a huge pile of these plates. And I remember I was telling him, now put this one, now put that one. So I did not know what it was, but that evening I was above the clouds. And it was one of the strongest impressions from my childhood, whole childhood. Later, I found out that was turntable. And he put this
Singing plate.
yes, and which kind of music was, I don't know, probably some Schlager or what it was at that time. But it really left very, very deep impression. And somehow he light the fire. And fire was burning. Continue. But as a child, I was very shy. I didn't dare to say anyone that I would like to do something about music, and even less about singer housing on the own. And it took years until I found out that I should go in this direction. And when I was, I think, 18, 19, something like, I found out about anthroposophy.
When you were 18 or 19, naturopathy? No?
Yeah, I was 18 or 19, something like, maybe 20, I don't know, but early age.
Okay.
And I found for anthroposophy.
Oh, anthroposophy.
Yes.
Okay. Rudolf Steiner here
Yes, and I said, okay, this is the way, this is what I want. But I want singing with this.
now. Okay.
I did not know that exists. And I knew if I want to look for it, I need to go out of Croatia. I didn't have money, I didn't have knowledge, I didn't have courage.
Courage, yeah. And wait a minute, so Rudolf Steiner, this and singing.
Yes.
So where was the singing coming from? Was it a secret desire all this time?
That's a secret desire all the time. From this evening in my childhood. And later, if I listen to music, that was something burning here. When I was secondary school, my first neighbor was guitar player, a few years older than me, and he had bands, like 1,000 bands. And I was often on their rehearsals, just listening, and I enjoyed time. And I could not sing in tune, I couldn't do nothing, but I was there, I was listening music, hard rock music, Deep Purple and so on.
Deep Purple, okay.
Yeah. By the way, this guy was my neighbor. Later he played with the two guys from Deep Purple.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay.
That's also another story. And I started to study psychology because in Croatia at that time was nothing about anthroposophy or things that could be connected. And I said, okay, this is relatively close to my soul, so I can do this. And in the middle of my studies, I found out that there exists something.
Yeah.
Singing and anthroposophy. I didn't know how it works, what is named, but one lady who does eurythmy, she said, well, come to me, my mother is teacher. So I said, okay, now I know it exists, that's enough. I will finish psychology and then I will go. And that's how it was. In the beginning, I knew that England, Finland and Germany, but in England was just 3 years training. In Germany, singing was part of the program. And in Finland was school, but I opened Atlas and said, well, Finland is too far, I don't go there. I go to Germany. I don't speak German, doesn't matter, I go to Germany. So I went to Germany, and I met people in 3 days, all who were important, and they really gave gave me real good answers, but I was nothing missing. I didn't know what. I was missing something. And one lady said, but why don't you call this guy from Finland, Christian Bule? And I called him. He said, okay, when you're coming, I said, Thursday afternoon by boat to Helsinki. I said, fine, I'm in Helsinki Thursday afternoon. When you come to the harbor, look for a bus to main station, then main station take metro and then blah, blah, blah. So I was in the harbor looking for a bus. I didn't find a bus. I said, come on, ask first Finn where is the main railway station. I turned around, asked the lady. And she said, well, you can come with me. A friend of mine is coming to pick me, and anyway, we need to pass the railway station. I need to buy something there. Oh, I said, perfect. She said, but you're a foreigner. What are you doing here? I said, well, I came because I would like to study singing. And I asked, okay, who are you? I'm a singer. And she said, I'm a singer. I knew Finland is my way. And so it was.
Wow. So your next 5 years of your life was there?
Was there, yes.
Wow.
Really, that was deep training. So it's not only that one learns how to sing. I would say that's less important. Important in this method is that one changed oneself.
Okay, lads, thanks so much for tuning in. And that's our first 15 minutes. Stay tuned for part 2 coming up soon.